The legend can't be tamed, no weapon formed against my skin. Gonna prosper not again. Homie learn, homie yearn. We gon' win. Growing up, it was easy finding love. We give up, going up and down. Seeking lust, cause trust is not around. No, it's not around. Whole world looking up, it must be something else. Genocide, homicide. Realize that we the best love. Unconditional. Mama cooking chitlins, oh, we got it inexplicable. What you need, that pistol for? Good time, a hood crime, a good man, then no time when until die. We all cry, but we realize that we need God. Tell me something. Last time I checked, I can't tell you nothing. Just a messed up guy that's me mucking. Steady face, boy, but easy does it. Just in my patient, like push my buttons. So far up, we can't see nothing. Come back down, you can see something. Knees loving and knees covering. It's all people, but mama said don't touch me. Fight what they went by, how I keep our people. Trying to label me a fool, but claiming we all equal. Don't see me down like just my Johnson, homie, please don't. Ready for the council, got me down and going be small.
Welcome to Urban Street Radio/TV. My name is Roger E. Franklin Sr., your host and the founder of Action Center, meaning actively changing things in our neighborhoods. Got a lot of announcements to give you, and you just heard our opener that opens every time, Mr. Angelo White, which is my partner in crime, co-host, and Miss Angel to my left, which is the other host. Mr. David is not here today. Just got married last Friday. Y'all give him a hand. He is in New York City today, celebrating, all right? Somebody say Urban Street. Urban Street. Okay, listen now, Urban Street's show is definitely designed to bring a strong message to our communities, and we're also using this platform to set up a stage for all of our outreach events that we're going to come into zip codes near you. Doesn't matter if you live in Memphis, North Carolina, California, Oklahoma City. I've been in Chad, Africa for a year. We come in wherever you are, bringing zip code evangelism and outreach to you. Now, when I say evangelism, don't get all punked out and scared. Doesn't mean that we're coming in talking extra major religion. I don't believe in religion. I believe in relationships. Amen? Amen. And so all we are about is coming to help people that have needs and struggles. And we have a lot of talent in this city and across our country. Young millennials with gifts and talents that we want to expose that's going to help us help somebody else. And so today, I want Mr. Angelo just say hi before we dive into our special guest.
What's up, my people? What's up? Today, we got a very, very special guest. I want you guys to make sure you show love on all social media platforms. He's going to tell y'all all the information that y'all want to need to know, but keep an eye out on this guy. He's really something.
Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Miss Angel. You want to say something, girl? Just sing hello. Ooh, do that again. Come on with it. Come on with it. Do that again. Chills down. Do that again. Come on with it.
I don't play too much. No. Today.
The topic today, after our great guest, is going to be relationships and change. So you're going to help us dive on into that thing, right? Is that all you have to say?
She's stinky.
Yes, Jesus. Okay, y'all say y'all want me to sing, or would you ask me a question?
Just say hi to the people so we can.
How y'all doing? My name is Angel with the J, and that's unique. So that's Angel with the J, unique.
Hit a little note for us, Angel. You know, I always like to hit it. It does something to my soul.
Chills down the storm, I'm trying to tell you. Holy Ghost.
Come on, Angel.
Just hum something.
If I could forget him, I would. Please believe me. And I know that I should throw the towel in, but baby, it's not. Oh, it's not that easy. Hey. All
right, Angel. Well, y'all look, that's our host and co-host and co-hostess, And now listen, we're getting ready to dive right into a great experience that I know Mr. RKJ is the fashion designer of all of Dallas, all of America. Now he's my new favorite fashion designer. The man is very gifted. And I'm telling you, where's that camera at? Give me one of them cameras, brother. Y'all see all these cameras? We got 9 cameras in here. I want you to see Mr. RKJ. Talented. I am blown away with his gift and talent and his artistic abilities. And we were introduced to him by our producer, Mr. Lawrence, who is what do you call you, Lawrence? Eclectic person himself. And Lawrence has a way of reaching eclectics and eclectic type people. And we got a great man here, RKJ. Why don't you say hello to the people, man?
What's up, yo. It's good to be here. Appreciate y'all for the warm welcome. I'm very happy to be here, man. Let's go ahead and dive straight into it.
Let's dive on into it. Okay. Now, what I want to ask you is, because I've seen your stuff.
Okay.
And we're going to be posting it and showing it when we do the taping and our live stuff is going to show it. Now, tell me this, man. Where does this creativity come from? This is insane. Man. How do you get these ideas?
Well, first off, what I tell everybody is dive into yourself. So,
wait a minute. Say that again.
Break that down.
So, to break that down, my process was to first realize what it is that I like, what it is that I do,
right,
what it is that I want to keep, that I don't want to keep. Break that, rip that apart, put it back together. And then that way, as I'm walking through everything else, I can know what's me and what's not me. That way I can know what's originated with me and then what I can change or evolve. You know what I mean? So that's really where it all started.
Now see, let me say something, RK. That sounds great, but I can't design nothing. So what you do is just not normal, man. So my question is, what is the process for you? All these artists and things in here, these musicians and stuff, that's not normal. So for you to come up with this creativity, when y'all see this stuff, you're going to trip out. You're going to want it. My thing is this. How does this come to your brain to put on paper, to put out in productivity?
Okay, I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. That's what you asked me for.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
First of all, I ain't like that statement you said talking about you couldn't do it, because if you really wanted to, you could, because you dress yourself every day. So you have somewhat of a style.
Bars, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To answer the question, you know what I mean? Like, I really jumped into it by first starting off with something like this here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But instead it was a t-shirt. Okay, change up the t-shirt. What would I do to this t-shirt? Extend the back. Keep this, put a zipper here. Okay, bet. Now I got a shirt. I then went to the LA Fashion District. Got touched on different fabrics, see what everything was. Took it back to the house. Started cutting it out, and then using patterns made out of folders or whatever at the beginning. You know what I mean? A young lady that I know, she also was helping me out during that process. So I just acquired the knowledge from there. Jumped straight into it. Like I said, drawing it out, going to get the fabric, cutting it up, and then learning how to sew together. That was my process of just jumping into it.
Okay.
But there's other people's processes. School may teach you something else.
Right.
But you
can't teach
that was
talent.
me.
You can't teach gifts.
Everybody's different.
Yeah,
So
it is a gift. Well, let me ask you this real quick too. When did you first know that you wanted to go into this designing, fashion design?
It took a little while. I guess it was, I left college. I went to college for a year and a half.
For that field?
No.
Okay.
I was in college for communication.
Before school. After high school.
This after high school.
All the way
Crazy enough, in my head at least, is when I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. It's after I left there, I did a sneaker company.
Right.
And I was like, you know what, this is cool, but I don't want to be slaving behind here, customizing and doing sneakers.
Absolutely.
So after a little while, it was around 2015 is when I was in LA, and then the story that I just told came about.
Wow.
And before that happened, I just talked to my mom a little bit, talked with myself, and just like what it is that I really want to put passion into right now in my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where that came about, around 2015 in the summertime.
Let me ask you this.
That's what's up.
Let me ask you this. So, now, people usually talk about, okay, what did you do to get there, and how'd you do it, what was your steps to get there, but people don't usually touch on the things and the mistakes that you made, because that's where the key is.
Indeed.
What mistakes did you make along the way?
Trials and
Man,
tribulations.
so I'm gonna say, right off the bat, one of the situations that I was in is, I would say, rushing into something.
Yeah, take the time.
But you know, at the same time, that is trial and error. So I want people to learn from what I did, which is I went to the get clothes manufactured.
Right.
You know what I mean? And although I was able to just, okay, I got a brand, I came up with my concept, I dove into myself first. I came up with why I want to do this. What is this? What is that? Okay, bet. This is my base. Now I'm like, okay, let me go get the clothes made.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And even with the following stuff that I had from being younger and being around, it still wasn't enough to keep something sustainable and afloat. Luckily, I'm blessed with a family, so I can make that mistake and still be going. But for others, I would love to cut that mistake out. Is pretty much like just because you can make the money and then go do it, put in the grind first, create your name first, go hard first, and then even start with the logo, with the t-shirts, get your stuff samples, but don't go and get it manufactured and check multiple places before just choosing one.
Right.
That way you can compare prices, you won't spend too much. I was in LA, they taxed me. They taxed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take.
So like, it's just little stuff like that's little but also huge in the long run, you know what I'm saying? That's the first one, and if you want more, I got more. So.
Well, you said something that was really strong, and I'm gonna dive on that thing. But let me back up to this because I do know that it's not easy being cheesy.
Right.
There's a whole lot of fashion designers out here. You got what's Yeezy? Is that his name?
Kanye.
Got his thing going, and
That's Virgil. Virgil's more so of his. I mean Kanye, yeah.
but I'm just using him as an example.
Yeah.
What level are you wanting to get to? Because you have the gift of that. I've seen your work, and so. But let me ask you this: what I want to know, what's your favorite thing to the fashion to put together? Men, women, kids, artists, or just what comes to you?
So what I would say, I feel like we kind of touching the basis of where my lane is, and I feel like when it comes to everybody else, they're there, but I kind of don't see them. You know, I'm always on me first and foremost.
Absolutely.
So you know, they no disrespect, they do their thing, whatever.
Absolutely.
I rock with some of it, cool, but most of the time I'm in my own head.
Sure.
So to start off with, that's where I be at. Then I'm trying to think about what you said, how I'm gonna wrap this back around real quick. What you asked me?
Well, I know I'm asking.
Hey, I'm like, look,
we hit you with a lot of stuff. Well, your favorite flow.
Okay, bet.
Because
So
I've
what
seen your stuff, and it's like you're on two different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
exactly.
You could do suits, you could do boots, you could do. So what's your
So
favorite?
that's where we was at.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, my favorite is what I'm feeling at the time.
Okay.
So like I said, like right now, my next show, I'm showing 3 collections.
Okay.
From the beginning to my second one to the one that I have now that I'm
Right.
currently getting ready to put out. So like at one point I'm watching let's say anime.
Okay.
I'm watching things doing taekwondo, getting ready for that. So going through elevation, all of those things, meditation, all of that can transpire into my collection.
Okay.
So now you can see that's my legacy at that point. This is where I was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Using chopsticks or whatever, fans or whatever I want to do.
Right.
Now for my fall winter, I might be in upscale, just upscale period.
That's what I like. Right
You know what I
there.
mean?
It's
And
your-
that's
it's
and
your
they can
stuff that
touch.
make me look right.
They can touch anybody. They can touch anybody.
Yes.
So exactly, I don't ever like being put in a box necessarily.
Okay.
I don't feel like that really exists
They
when
can
it
have
comes
the
to me.
vibes
So it's like that's me. My lane is to yet be created. I do enjoy just creating pure great pieces. Period. Whether it's for
They're very
female
unique.
or male, and I have unisex too, cause being like in relationships, you see the young lady, she like wearing your stuff anyway.
Right.
So some
That's
stuff
good
can be
eye.
worn by both. So
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned a minute ago about your upcoming shows that you have, and I forgive me, man, I haven't been to any. I was just exposed to you.
Yeah.
And that's our producer's fault, Lawrence. And everybody, we're going to meet Lawrence out back and chew on him about that. Anyway, yeah, Lawrence said, good try.
Hey,
All that karate carrying on with a bullet to do it. But anyway, so,
Not to Bruce Leroy.
I'm teasing. So tell us about your upcoming fashion show.
Okay.
And tell us, everything about it. Because we want as many people to come out there as we possibly can.
Man, first of all, shout out to y'all for that. That's love.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, so it's gonna be about I've done and produced 9 of my own in the past. I've been a part of a couple more, so this is a special, like my 10th one that I'm producing myself. It's only my brand, so it's RKJ. Everything when it comes to the designers.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm going to be showing 3 different collections. So I'm going to be showing the beginning of my journey, to the second, to the middle, and then where I am currently. Man, in between those segments, I want to keep it smooth. I want to have some dances going on in there.
Okay.
So it's going to be very nice and appetizing, upscale type of venue at Lofty Spaces.
Lofty Spaces.
Lofty Spaces.
Where exactly is Lofty Spaces?
So it's about 9 to 10 minutes from downtown. It's by Southside on Lamar. I don't know if you all know what it is, but it's right over
816
there.
Montgomery Street.
Yes, indeed. That's
All
exactly
right.
where it's at.
816 Montgomery Street. We're gonna put the cameras on this flyer right here, and we're gonna actually show you guys when we go to commercial break. You're gonna see some videos of this young man and his talent. Matter of fact, the producer's pointing at me and threatening to cut me, so we're gonna head on to this commercial break because we gotta pay for it. All right. God bless you guys. We'll be right back.
Peace.
Just saw Mr. RKJ's video commercial. Lovely. His own design. You see that suit at the end? I love that jacket, bro. I want that jacket, but the pants, I don't know if I could get away with that part. The whole outfit, unless I'm on the red carpet, which hopefully Mike will be on that red carpet sometime next year.
I can flow it though. I can do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
So tell me this, what was the inspiration behind the promotional video of your product?
Okay, so just diving into the business side of things and myself, I was like, you know what, it's time to emerge. It's time to come a little harder. I kind of dibbled and dabbled into the industry, I would say, within this past year. So this was my way of getting all the way in and saying I'm here. So that's where the emergence came from. So once I came up with that, I was like, man, I gotta have a dope campaign for it. I gotta do it legit. I gotta do everything I need to do. So I just started putting together my vision of this has been a journey and a ride.
Yeah.
So within that journey, things get in the way. That's kind of what the battle was. You know what I'm saying? Battling with myself, battling with the things around me, battling with other people. You know, all of that. It's so many different battles that you gotta overcome. And that's what that battle was. And that's where that came into play. And then the fashion, of course, is like, hey, these are my designs. This is the journey. I took you on the journey. You went through the dunes with me. You seen me defeat everything, defeat my obstacles. Yeah. And then this is a little treasure that only was here for me. This came from my brain. This was my stuff.
Absolutely.
So it was meant for me.
Absolutely.
And so after I got that concept, I pulled in a great team with Sierra Boniface, man. She's a great cinematographer. Your own Lawrence.
Yes.
You know, put together
Our producer Lawrence is in the video.
He moved. He not just producing, but he moved too.
Yeah.
So
everything, bro.
yeah, and then
so what you're telling me is this, man. What I hear, turn that to you, because that's direction. What you're telling me is anything worth going after requires some battles.
Definitely.
And it's not only outward battles, but inward battles. So what I saw in your product, I saw in your video was showing you battling yourself, your own thoughts, the influence is telling you can't do it, this ain't good enough, until you kept fighting, and in a dry place you won.
Exactly.
So all our battles are gonna come out of a dry place. Never expect a lot of success in a dry place. That's where we get strong. So when I seen your product, at the end of that thing, it wasn't dry anymore.
No.
So I believe what you're saying is you had to go through a battle to be successful.
Yes,
So that's for anybody out there, anything worth going after. You can't fly a kite without some wind.
Right. Do it.
And the wind has to be strong enough to go against
That's good.
the direction that you're going for the kite to be what it's supposed to be. So when the wind comes, we got to quit whining, quit punking out, quit acting like we scared, and go against that wind, because that's how we're going to fly up there. Anyway, the preacher getting ready to come on me, so let me slow that down. So let me answer this. Either one of y'all got a question for my man before we go into this next section?
This is what I wanted to ask you from the
Did you
jump.
raise your hand up?
This
Yes,
is what
I
I want to
did.
ask you from the jump.
Okay.
Okay. So behind all everything with your fashion, your music and things, how do you plan to incorporate your music? Because I know you didn't touch on that, your
Into
music
the-
part.
Yeah.
How do you plan
Man.
on incorporating that to your fashion?
I'm pretty transparent with it. So the way the music come in my life is that's me expressing myself. A lot of times I don't really have articulate conversations with everybody that I
Right.
meet, unless it's on to the side of some in a chill environment, then maybe. Otherwise, I'm either just to myself or handling business. So that's gonna be like just putting it out there. You know, it's so many different ways that you can do that nowadays, that where I don't really have to game plan too hard. It's just gonna lead straight into it by visuals, my showcases. You know what I mean? Visuals is a big thing nowadays. I can come up with the wardrobe for the commercial, and then put my song over top of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm also working on an anime right now as well, so I have a character in the anime.
Now
and
explain
then-
anime for people that don't know what that is.
Oh man, so it's like grown cartoons,
Animation.
but it's animation, but it's giving you more life things. You can see a lot of different values that they don't want to necessarily put into a kid cartoon.
Yeah.
So it's breaking that box and that barrier, and it deals with different concepts as well. And when it comes to different types of anime, it's like a lot of it is Japanese and
Right.
things of that nature. So it's dealing with different morals that you might not have paid attention or saw growing up.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
Well, let me answer this, then we're going to get on out of here. Who inspires you when it comes to fashion?
man, the people around me inspire me the most, and then of course myself. Of what? Because I mean, really, and the real designer life that I'm in is when I feel like, all right, I need a new outfit. Now I'm either gonna push myself. I haven't went to the mall and bought an outfit in years now.
Wow.
So I gotta make something for me to go wear. So that's another thing, just life itself. And then listening to people around, like they'll be like, hey, say your pockets stuff fall out. All right, I could put a zipper on that pocket in my design. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where I get a lot of inspiration from. It's just the people around me. And then when I need something, what you gonna do? Look at some stuff that I already have. What would I do to it?
Right.
And things of that nature.
Well, I tell you what, man, we got to get out of here. We're going to get into this next subject, but it's an honor to have you here.
Man.
And what I'm going to do next time is we're going to have you come back, but we're going to bring some mannequins and some real bodies. And we want to see you make that thing look like. Matter of fact, you're going to do me.
Yeah, extra small.
That is the real challenge.
Extra small.
Look him up.
I want a new flavor. You know. So, man, y'all give this man a hand, please. Give him a hand. Thank God for you, man. So listen, Urban Street, we're going to run to one quick commercial break, and we coming back with a 10-minute, 15-minute subject on relationships. How do we change them, and how can we make them better? And anyway, why don't you get out of something that is just raggedy? Let me say this before we go. My dear brother here said that he makes what he wears. He hadn't bought anything in a long time. When he steps out, he made it put it on, then went out. So I'm telling you, you can make a relationship. You wear a raggedy one, it's because you're making a raggedy one. If you want a good one, you gotta design a good one. So we're gonna come back and talk about designing a good relationship. We'll be right back.
All right, let's do this.
This is Urban Street Radio, man. Tell everybody in the world you know to get on, watch us live. We're going to have more things coming to you. Our outreaches are coming up September 22nd. We got our community empowerment outreaches taking place. We're doing our tour back in Grand Prairie. We're going to be in 40 different locations before the month of May comes up in 2019. We're looking to help thousands of people with these outreaches. Say something.
And make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at _Urban Street Radio to tune in to everything like this. Talks, promos, behind the scenes, and things that you would want to see that we do not air. So make sure you guys stay tuned, turn on post notifications, always stay in the loop, always get the back behind the scenes, and always be urban.
Be
Peace.
urban.